My name is ceaserlynshinematovu and I welcome you back to my YouTube channel, The Mama's Desk. Today I am going to be talking about the talk. Now there comes a time in the life of every parent where you have to talk to your children about sensitive matters. And today we are going to help you achieve that. We are going to give you tips on how you can be able to talk to your child about the sensitive matters. The talk is a conversation that a parent can have with their children, but it is a must to the African American families, and they have passed this on for generations to their children, where they remind them not to resist the police, to stay away from bad places, to avoid direct confrontation with the white men, especially the police. And all this is to remind them of the police conduct, the police brutality, and the injustices that are still happening to the black people. Take an example of the most recent saddening story of GeorgeFloyd, a black man that was killed by a white policeman. GeorgeFloyd was a 46-year-old man, loving person, devoted father who worked 2 jobs just to take care of his family, and sometimes he was known as Big Floyd or Gentle Giant because of the humble personality that he had. He was assaulted by a white policeman known as Chauvin, who knelt on his neck for over 8 minutes, despite the fact that George kept on pleading and telling him that he could not breathe. Now, personally, I think it is really unfair to take someone's life over such a simple allegation of a $20 bill counterfeit. Really, I think that is very, very unfair, and to me, I think that black lives still matter. That raise questions in our children, especially the teenagers that are exposed to a lot of media and television on their smartphones or just televisions at home, and because of the highly publicized incidences, it fills them with a lot of fear, anxiety, and uncertainties. How can you as a parent be able to talk about these sensitive topics to your children who are constantly raising questions? So today on Mama's Desk, I am going to be talking about a number of tips that can help you explain to your children in a language that they can easily relate to and understand regardless of the age. Number 1, define the terms. Now, as a parent, when you are going to talk to your child about these sensitive matters, help them define these big terms. For example, tell them what racism is, talk about the African American black history, and begin from there. Point 2, be honest with them. Now, when you are talking about these sensitive issues like racism, sex, you need to be honest. For example, when you're talking about racism, talk about the African American history and relate to what they have already seen all over the media. And when you're talking about topics like sex, tell them in plain language that kids are not bought in the store, they are actually made. And if you have unprotected sex, you will get pregnant or even get HIV/AIDS. So as a parent, it is your role to be very honest with your children. Number 3, and for the young kids, use basic facts, because they are really young. Sometimes they are just as young as preschool. So use basic facts. For example, if it's about racism, tell them that this is where people are treated differently due to the color of their skin. But remember to acknowledge the fact that not everyone treats people differently. For the older kids, the teenagers, or sometimes known as the teens, consider using documentaries, movies, and news because they are already exposed to this kind of information. Number 5, do not leave them in a high state of worry. Remember, you have been talking about a very difficult subject, so make sure you end the conversation by engaging them in a much more pleasant activity so that you do not leave them worried. Lastly, limit the exposure that children have, especially in preschool, to media, smartphones, news, television. In fact, if you can, do the co-viewing with your children, because you do not want your child to grow up too fast. Child psychologists advise that it is key for parents not to remain silent about these issues. And we encourage parents, whether white or black, to always talk to their children about this, because as parents we have an opportunity to truly change the society as we aim for a better world. And also my heart goes out to mothers that have lost their children to gun violence and police brutality. We are praying for you and we are with you. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Mama's Desk. Remember to share, to like, to watch, and to spread the word. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.